What is up? What is up, man? Look at this, guys. What in the heck are we doing? We got Kyle Welcher, you got DC behind you, got Mark. What is up? This is the plan. All right, today.
Big release day.
It is a big release day. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm looking forward to sort of seeing what all goes down here at Icast 2024. Everybody knows all the lures come out right here at this show. They're not available typically till the fall, but we're going to walk through a lot of what's going on at the show, whether it's new tackle, new techniques, new lures, and electronics, all that good stuff. So it should be a lot of fun. Hold up, I got to show you guys the ladies. Hold on 1 second. All right, guys, get in here. You got to show off your stuff. Come on, Victoria. Let me see it. What you got.
Puffy sleeves. Puff sleeves. We're grilling it up.
The stuff these women do, man. I mean, it is cool, but you know, whatever. I mean, to each their own. But anyway, so let me go check in here on MDJ and the boys, and it's time. It's time, boys.
It's another one. We're here for another show. Be back.
Another show. You don't seem excited.
How many is this?
I'm tired.
How many is? Have you done?
A lot. I don't know.
Since 16?
9 years.
11 of them.
I did 9.
9.
And I've done 11 of them.
All right. So 9 years here. I've been here probably since 2012. I've done. This is over a decade. Yeah, it's like my 12th or 13th year. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. Come on for the ride. It should be a good time, and hopefully there's some good stuff out there that you guys are excited about to get this fall. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's always fun every year, this kind of vibe. You just come down this escalator and you're like, first you get stopped right here because you got to have a badge to get into Icast. So it's not open to the public. You got to have a badge. Roll up in here and it's like, yo, what's up? But it's exciting. Like, look, even going to this show so many times, it is always fun every year. So we're definitely up. See, he got stopped with a badge. Stop. That's how it is. You don't have a badge, you don't get in. Now, here we are. Now, you can get lost in here. There's a lot of people typically still to this day. A lot of stuff going on. You got your trolling motors, you got Garmin right here as soon as you come in. Frog togs, you gotta look around. The key is the little like dangling signs that helps you find a lot of it. So right now I can see the Rapala sign over there. That's where we gotta head to because we gotta show you guys some of the new products that are coming out from Rapala. Some of them you have actually got more sneak peeks on the channel than probably anybody. And everybody's like, what's that? What's this? I'm like, that's not out. You know, and so you guys are getting little sneak peeks that not everybody gets to see. So one thing that we'll show you guys later on in this video is there's a product showcase. There's a place to actually go somewhere that you only can put so many products in there though, and you can actually go through and like they put like the companies basically put their best product up for that particular, like so say terminal tackle. VMC will put their best product that they think could win best of show for terminal tackle, and then people will actually vote on what gets best of show out here and what actually is what actually wins. So you get an award for that. Last year we won with the swinging Ned. So we're gonna see on soft plastic side, we haven't won yet, but I'm hoping maybe this year's the year. Hey, a full blown up wall. Look at that. Hey, that's pretty cool. So that right there is the new Hedgehog. So if you watch the James River tournament on day one, I was flipping this guy around. Yeah, he gets some bites. Now my boy Kyle Welcher, he's got some stories on him, but there's a lot of things. That's one of the new baits, and I'll show, it's the thing, it's hard to reinvent the wheel in the bass fishing industry, but there's little tweaks that you can make with secondary actions and making sure your stuff works and functions as good as it possibly can. And that's where some of the stuff that goes into this bait. So, but it is cool. Seeing yourself on a wall at Icast, it never gets old. That's a cool vibe for sure. That is crazy. Dang. All right. So here it is. You guys will see the wall. We're here in the Crush City booth. I'm actually going to take my backpack off over here first. All right, so the Rapala booth is looking pretty big this year. We're going to walk you guys through what is new here at Rapala. I'm going to give you a quick overview, and there's going to be some lengthier videos if you want to check out the shorts for the Crush City lineup, and then of course the Jowler. It's going to go more in depth on exactly what's going on. So let's just go through the wall. I mean, like first off, right here to your right hand side, we have brand new colors throughout the DT lineup. These are of course like this, like what is this guy? Lemon shad, Crystal Crawl. So this one was originally, if you guys know about a speed trap, Crystal Crawl is one of the #1 cranking colors. They have these all the way from like a 4 to a 16, I believe. Yep, 4 to a 16. This lemon shad's pretty cool though. It's actually one of the first times seeing it. He's more of like a Tennessee shad. You can sort of see him. Pretty solid color. We also have a couple different ones, Classic Crawl and Brim. So I actually helped design this one, the Brim color. It's already in the OG lineup. It's moved to the DTs, and then the Classic Crawl is one of Odd's favorite colors as well. That's moved into the DT lineup. So you can't have too many reds, but these are 2 additions to the colors. 4 new colors there. Quickly hitting on jerk baits. Okay, you guys know I've been throwing a Maverick a lot over the years. Now we have a Maverick deep, getting down there to a little bit deeper depth. This jerk bait actually dives deeper than most, and like your little, it's more of like a 8 to 10 feet diver, which is hard to find a jerk bait that gets down there that way. It has red line hooks. It's already paired up with the red lines. You don't have to change anything on this bait. It's ready to roll. You cast it out there, you reel it down to them, you snap it around, you lock up. I mean, it's a really good bait, and it gets down there to the depth. If you're wanting to get down there a little bit deeper with your jerk bait, definitely pick up a few of these. These are good ones to try out. Definitely ready to roll. Next on the lineup, I got to show you guys all the colors. So look, just pan through these colors. You got to pan through these colors. Look at these things. All right, this is the brand new design Jowler. It's a bait that I worked with Rapala for several years on. It's a bait that I'm super proud of, and I think it's ready to roll. I mean, it is absolutely ready to roll out of the package. And I think that all PXR baits, the whole key to this was to have a bait that were ready to roll out of the package, completely set, the right hooks, the right split rings, the right feather, all of it. We actually custom made this VMC Redline hook for this bait. These are all round bends right here. They're ready to go out of the package. And I mean, I'm talking, when I'm saying sticky, I'm talking sticky icky. I mean, you do not want to play around with these at all. And this bait, what it does is it thrashes a lot of water. More than any other pencil popper style bait on the market, I feel like. It throws more water. And look, like my buddy said, it looks like a baby seal getting eaten by a shark. That's how it looks. And it does. So it's great when the wind's blowing, when you're trying to cause a lot of ruckus, when you're trying to move a lot of water, it's great, but you also can slow this bait down and make him more subtle. He'll walk around, he does his thing, and it's super easy to walk. But it is, like, to me personally, I'm a topwater connoisseur. I love topwaters. This is literally like, I've always been a fan of throwing a topwater. I've actually had more of an obsession, you could call it. And realistically, this bait is the first bait that I do not tweak. It's ready to roll out of the package. It's ready to go. I mean, every other topwater I've ever thrown, I'm swapping hooks out, swapping feathers out, all that stuff. This bait is ready to roll right out of the package. And I mean, you just got to throw it to see. I mean, it casts a mile. You can just shoo, spool. Now, you better have a lot of line on your reels, because you'll cast your reel off if you don't have enough line. I'm telling you. All right, next in the lineup, we have, guys, the big square bills. These square bills right here are the new Roccos, the big Rocco. I actually caught some of my fish. If you guys watch the Heavy Hitters event, I was catching them on this larger square bill, on a lot around that brush and around those grass edges. This bait right here is like, again, balsa, keeps it up, crank him around, bigger profile, catch bigger fish. And that was sort of the mindset with this. Odd Defoe, of course, one of the best crankbait designers. I feel like I'm always calling Odd up and talking about little features that we could add to baits within Rapala. One of the best dudes you could ever meet, but also he's pretty dang good at designing crankbaits, and this bait right here catches them flat out. So I had to get that over with, and we can put this any which way, but this is the thing. Now it's time to sort of rotate through what is new at Crush City. First off, we have some new colors in the lineup. Overall, you have perch in the freeloader. You have a new shad pattern in the freeloader. You can see he's a little bit more translucent. So like for those of you guys that are trying to get more like subtle, this is actually one of my new favorite colors. It's called like the Green Pumpkin Disco. It's got like green pumpkin towards the top, so he tones him down. But I mean, look how much flake that thing has. It's got a lot of flake. And I can show you guys more on that. Electric shad, you gotta have an electric shad in your lineup. I've made this one a little bit darker to the back. I wanted something that would show up well, but had a little bit more of a dark back. And that was sort of the difference there. We had electric shad and the BLT, had a few different things, red crawl, all that good stuff. Spray grass, pearl white, and the Bronco bug, tilapia magic, oxblood, red flake. You can jump into it all, but there's a lot. So new additions to colors. If you guys are into new colors, green pumpkin goby and the BLT, a lot of different things there. And another size extension, 2.5-inch mare. This guy right here is actually at the Bass Open actually last week on St. Clair. A lot of the fish, one of the guys, Trevor, caught a lot of his fish, had 27, I think the biggest bag of the tournament, almost 27 pounds, caught him on that little small mare. And the mare overall, I'll show you guys, smaller profiles, like this guy right here, are like, they're just trending to generate more bites on smaller profiles than you have any other time in my career. It's just like the fish get pressured and you got to throw something a little bit smaller to them. So having that smaller profile, whether you're fishing for spotted bass, big smallmouth, largemouth in the fall, that's going to be a killer for a lot of those fish that are on the smaller bait. All right, so I have 4 baits in my hand that are brand new for the Crush City lineup of baits. Some you might have heard of, some you guys might know. You've got a lot of in-depth stuff on the channel, but this one right here is the new creature bait called the Hedgehog. It's got a lot of appendages, it has a lot of secondary action. The big thing, the one thing that I'm big on, I mean one of the biggest things, is having the right action and having the right plastic and density and thickness of your plastic for hookup ratio. So action, worked really hard on making sure this bait was consistent with action, has a really good consistent action, whether you're Carolina rigging it or you're flipping it around, he's ready to roll. You have a secondary action very similar to that Bronco bug, but these guys are a little bit bigger, so they move more water, they have more resistance, and they actually wiggle when they that reverse, those reverse legs. Those are really, which I think it's the right, it's not reverse, it's the right way to have a plastic set up and actually help it. Rather than cosmetically helping, it makes it to where that bait actually does something and has a secondary action. But then you guys have the raised ribs right here for tech exposing. That was important when you're throwing a straight shank or EWG. It just gives you a little bit more meat right there, and it's still not enough plastic where you're not getting a good hookup ratio. So that was right there. Here's the whole lineup. You guys have red crawl, you got it all, watermelon reds, your green pumpkin blues, and then new for this season is the tilapia magic color. I love that color right there. That guy, I like flake. I mean, I like flake in my boats. I like flake in my lures. I mean, I'm not like my little girl loves flake, you know that, of course, but the Hedgehog's a good one, and it really is. So jumping into the pig stick, this is the pig stick right here. And you're like, all right, what's unique? What can you do, and what can you reinvent the wheel on a stickworm bait? I get it, I understand. It's not easy, but this is the thing. Functionality is everything. That's what we designed this for. Having this bait, 2 things. First off, it has a phenomenal action on the fall. It has a really good kicking action. Number 2, it sinks actually faster than most stickworms out there on the market. So it has a faster sink rate on a weightless worm. It has more salt in it, so it allows it to really have that action. And it really, pool video, you'll see what I'm talking about. It wiggles nonstop. That's number 1 action that I was big on, especially wacky rigging it. And then, of course, one thing that I did, because it's a little bit bigger profile, it's easier to see on forward. So if you are using forward-facing sonar, you can actually see this bait really well. It gets down there to deeper depths. And I think weightless baits overall, personally I feel this way, that they're starting to trend that way because the fish are getting more pressure, so lighter weights are generating more bites. So I think you're gonna see stickworms like this guy right here, like that pig stick, ultimately playing in a bigger role overall in like deeper water. Weightless baits, getting down there in that 15 feet depth, waiting to get down there, but it's gonna have a natural action, which is gonna generate more bites. Next in the lineup, we have the brand new janitor, Justin Martin. I named it after him because, you know, every time I make a mess, he's gotta come in and clean it up. And he's the janitor. No, I mean, for real, the whole key with this was really making a worm that did multiple different things. It's great on a drop shot. It's great on a Nico. It's great on a floating worm. We actually have, I made sure that, I think, merthiolate. I didn't even know there was that myrrh. I always methylate. I always call it this is merthiolate. But I've always made that because you wanted a floating worm color as well. And the key with this bait is it really just, it has a good like gliding action. So on weightless, whether it's on a drop shot, whether it's weightless, whether it's wacky rigged, whether it's Nico rigged, it has a really good gliding action. And that tail being segmented and really like narrow, it allows that worm, that tail to really be moving around a lot and generating those bites. So like to me, gliding was number 1, and that's exactly what we did with this bait. And you guys, if you want more on any of these baits right here, I'm actually doing the shorts. I'm actually gonna drop you guys a little bit more content and a more in-depth look on each individual bait. So if there's one you wanna know a little bit more about, I'm gonna do a more in-depth video on the shorts. Go to the YouTube shorts and check those out. Last but definitely not least is Olmuchi. Mooch minnow. All right, so it's already won $500,000 in bass fishing. DC won $300,000 on it. I've already won DC's won $400,000 on it. I won $100,000 on it. And then I'm trying to think of, heck, we've won over $600,000 on this bait already this year. Crazy. Absolutely crushed them all year long on a mooch minnow. And like, so like the freeloader still is a huge player, but this bait is like a good in between, smaller profile, super TPE, ready to roll, has that little tab in the back, which really allows it to kick. Basically, the whole key with this is I wanted a secondary action. I wanted to be ready. I wanted a great drop shot bait. I wanted a great drop shot bait, a great bait for a jig head and a minnow. That minnow, like, be able to float it around, but also it's a really good Ned bait too. So having a little bit of both. This action, real quick here, is just, it's a real high frequency, so it kicks like this. And if you want to adjust that, cut them off, you can do that. It has more rolling action with the bait itself, but this bait is, you just have to go look at the short if you want to see, like, it's unbelievable. It really is. Great bait, great colors. I don't know if I'm going to be throwing this one that much, but that's definitely a walleye color. Gotta be. Chartreuse pearl, I mean, they'll bite him. They'll bite him. I mean, I might have to start throwing chartreuse pearl because I see all the gizzard shads. So chartreuse pearl might be the new move. Or actually, I actually think this one actually might play pretty well. The Ghost Morning Dawn, because it's more shaddy, but he's got like that pearlescent belly. I think he could play really well for like a shad profile, because all they're seeing is like the same stuff, but we're trying to mimic the exact bait. Sometimes you have to go off the wall, right? Dinghy. Some new color extensions, some new things within the Rapala Normar group. Of course, you guys know the Speed Trap. It was in the Lure Jensen brand. They moved it over to the Storm brand. They got the colors right. Look at this bad dude, all right? They got new colors in, well, they're gonna be mad at me probably from breaking this open, but don't tell them I did it, okay? I'm gonna blame it on DC. Look at that dude. I mean, like, what is this called? Phantom Brown Craw, which is a Phantom Brown Craw in the Wigglewort, the OG Wigglewort, right? But that dude's bad to the bone. So now they moved all of the Speed Traps over to the Storm lineup, which is going to be really cool. All right, so we have the new Arashi Glide colors. This guy right here, what is he called? I just know, I have them from the Ghost Sexy Shad and the Green Gizzard. I mean, the Gizzard Shad, I'm pretty sure it's called Green Gizzard Shad. Okay, it is. But just more translucent colors for you guys out there. They have an OG bone. He's ready to roll. They have, like a gill. But that Arashi Glide's one of the better glide baits on the market, and it's definitely the best one that I feel like you can get in a big box store. You can spend $150 on a glide, you can spend $200. Heck, you can spend $1,000 on a glide. But day in and day out, that's a great buy, and it is a good, consistent action, and it has, it generates good bites. Last but not least, I almost forgot about it. You guys been seeing me use that chartreuse braid on my spinning rods. You guys know I love nano braid. If you guys watch any of my stuff, nano braid, Suffix nano braids, phenomenal. This is like even better than that, which is hard to do, but it's a bright line so you can see what's going on. But also, I'm big on 8-pound braid. 8-pound braid on my spinning rod, to me, makes all the difference in the world. My baits fall very naturally. There's not a lot of resistance from the wind or the currents, and I think that's a huge deal in generating bites on a spinning rod. I've always used a little bit lighter braid. I can adjust my leader depending on what I need, but like 15, at the James River, I was using 20-pound fluorocarbon to 8-pound braid, which is difficult, but you just got to make sure you tie that dang FG knot a little bit tight. Hey, it's awesome. It's definitely one that you're going to want to, if you're looking for a great spinning rod braid, this thing is phenomenal. So I didn't want to give you guys the goods, but I'm going to tell you guys anyway. These are my new secret weapon. This guy's about 17 ounces. Like, we brought it out in the Williamson brand, but people don't know, like, when they get where they're too dang smart, you just got to trigger them. You got to have a 17 ounce, what I look like is a lipless crankbait / blade bait combo that I designed here. It's fish catcher. And I put the fin up there so it looks like it's like Alabama. You got eyes and fins and flashes. It makes it look like it's multiple fish. Yep. And this color I designed specifically To make the walleye guys think I was thinking about them, but it was really it's the best bass color in the world. Has chartreuse top, pink belly. Yeah, but it's just like the best trolling bait of all time for bass. Catches them. No, I'm just kidding. I just had to give you guys, but it is new stuff. If you guys are trying, it is some new stuff, but I just want to give you guys some. But that is like for real. It's good stuff. I mean, it's good stuff. I don't know about the trolling aspect. I'm not a troller. Never had a kicker motor on my boat. Dan, tell me about this. Tell me a little bit.
When you're strolling on the TVA,
You're trolling on the TVA.
when you need to get down to like 35.
I told them this was so I could, if the bass wouldn't bite, I could just knock them in the head with it.
Exactly.
Knock them out.
Yeah.
You know, like dynamite. There's dynamite, and then there's this guy right here where you just go down to him and knock them beside the head, and they float up. You just net them.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's from TVA. It's like it's going to replace the flutter spoon. I promise you.
Oh, it's the next big deal.
It's the next big deal.
Sure.
This
And
deer-
it'll catch bluefin tuna.
I heard that too. It does that well. This part. All right, we're here with Ryan DeShane. This guy right here is I don't get to see him very often. Yeah, but he's a good dude. You know, Ryan, I've learned a lot from cranking weeds, outside weed lines.
Yeah, I've taught you a few things.
Give me some like top 3 baits in the northern country, and tell my viewers at home. See, Ryan's actually a pretty good videographer. He's really good. He's actually a pretty good fisherman. He catches quite a few fish.
Yeah, you're fine. Just so it's fine.
He actually does pretty good. Somebody, he always is filming me, but we're going to talk to him about top 3 baits for northern bass fishing.
Well, you got to have a top water, so
Okay.
that jowler I think will be a pretty good one. They have tied on for both largemouth and smallmouth.
Okay.
In the northern part of Minnesota, there's always a top water bite going.
All
I'm going
right.
to have a jig. I'm probably going to have the
Half ounce?
probably half ounce. Yeah, I got on
All
a little,
around?
Got on a little pig pond the other day. Fish don't get pressured, and I threw on a jig, and they like that better than just a Texas rig creature bait. So
Really?
yeah.
Like old school, like you throw.
Just put on a
now,
dab.
are you one that likes black and blue even in clear
I
water?
don't really care. It doesn't seem
You don't
to
think it
matter
matters?
a whole lot.
You don't think so? Well, your fish are Cheeto eaters.
Yeah,
a
I
little bit
found
more.
some Cheeto eaters.
So you got them
so-
Cheeto eaters.
So a jig can still be a player.
A jig's a great bait.
Yeah.
It's actually the most efficient hookup ratio bait. It's probably a better hookup ratio than a Texas rig.
Yeah,
It's way better,
I did because
actually.
I was dumping some on a Texas rig.
Yep.
Yep.
You can just
On the cleanup craw, and then I put the cleanup craw on a
on a jig.
jig, and they were, yeah.
Dang. And so what was your last one? Come on, you give me 2. You messed 2.
Well, you got. I mean, you probably
Listen.
got to have a drop shot.
A drop shot. Okay, so there you go. 3. What do you put on your drop shot? I mean, it could be anything. It could be anything. I don't care.
Yeah, I've been fishing a accent flatworm quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been working pretty good for smallmouth and. Yeah.
I mean, that's good. That's fair. Hey, so there you have it. That's Ryan DeShane's top 3
perfect.
northern bass fishing. It is what it is. So we got to figure it out. I had Ryan DQ. I just got the full rundown. He says accent flatworms are the move.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I just had a good one.
Like we've had these in our hands a little bit already.
Yeah, a little bit.
A lot of it.
Man, these guys all. Hey, listen, while we were doing one like a minute ago, there was a fly flying around, and DC's just laughing back there, and I'm trying to keep a straight face, and I'm like, and he's just giggling, and this fly keeps flying around, and I'm like, so I just got up there and I was like this. I got him bad, so he couldn't hold it. He couldn't hold it. He had to call me out. I said, you can't. He's got. It's my presence. He gets nervous when I come by. So I told him, anyway, it was fun. That's for Tackle Warehouse, the guys. We're all having fun. You know, this is the thing. It's sort of like we have a lot to do, but it's not like crazy. Like we're just running around and enjoying it. I have not gotten a chance to really get out of this booth today. So I've got to show you guys a little bit of some stuff, but I haven't really got a deep dive into what's really transpired. I will tomorrow. We're going to be able to go through the product showcase, sort of look at some of the new stuff that people are actually putting it out for, and then probably maybe go and check on some like electronics, see if there's anything really transpiring on the electronic side of things that are coming out. So we'll have some fun, maybe some lures, stop in here and there. But I was sort of locked in. They had cinder blocks on my feet in the Crush City Raffle booth today. That's what I felt like. So we're chilling out. My favorite place in Orlando, Sato Sushi, phenomenal. I got to go there tonight, so I'm like pumped up for that. But it's been a good day so far at Icast. We've had a lot of fun, and I think tomorrow we're gonna have a little more time to step back and see what's up. All right, so this is where it's all about right here. The Best of Show Awards. We're gonna find out exactly what's going down. Supposedly, might have went our way, we'll see. I don't know, a lot of products in the showcase. It's fine, it's time to finally see what's gonna happen. Let's go. All right, guys, so we won one. We won Best Novelty Lure. It's a big giant lure I'll have to show you tomorrow. Big giant American flag floating rapala. That's not like the gold, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Whoa! All right, so we've won 3 separate items. First off, Revolve. Okay, Revolve is that new braid. I don't think did I talk about it? Yep. I did actually, okay. So it's the same braid as the nano braid, but it's just basically, it's improved like exponentially. So Revolve wins best of line, which is awesome for the freshwater side of things. The new tungsten BMC jig head wins best basically terminal tackle. And then we won, of course, the American flag floating Rapala giant lure. So it's really cool to sort of see some of the things that played out really well. Like there's good stuff. Like there's a couple different things that, like on the hard baits, I was really hoping that Mooch Minnow was going to be it. But look, it's how it is sometimes. I think the Shadatron one, which a lot of times in like Icast, it seems like a lot of the functional lures don't win that actually catch them. It's a lot of times it's the baits that are like very like the duck lure or a very realistic looking bait. So congratulations to those guys, Z-Man and all the group. But hey, next year, coming for y'all.
Oh, I'm not in this.
Oh yeah, you are?
Why?
Why not?
Why?
All right, good morning everyone. Day number 2 of Icast, day 2.
Day 2.
I want to know, Alicia, what do you, give me a rating so far and your thoughts on Icast, scale 1 to 10.
I was told that I was getting a trip to Florida, and this is where he took me.
I mean, it is Florida. We are in Orlando.
I feel like I got hoodwinked. I'm happy to be here, though.
She got a massage yesterday.
I got a massage yesterday.
We're over here. We were grinding all day. And hey, looking forward to another day on this floor. Today, we're going to dive into a little bit more of what really came out here at Icast. In addition, like I said, I had my position locked all day in the Rapala booth, so I didn't get to show you everything. Today we're gonna walk around a little bit, say hey to a few friends, and see if we can have some fun. Morning.
How about yourself?
All right, so we're here at the new product showcase, and you see there's a lot of different categories within the product showcase. There's boats and watercraft, ice fishing, soft and hard coolers, fishing line, fishing accessories. It's a huge ordeal. And everybody's that within the industry, for the most part, that's here, you know, their most innovative product, they put it in the lineup and to sort of go and to compete for the best of show in that category. So it's broken down into several different categories, so you'll see a lot of that. But of course, you always want to see the lures. Like, I mean, that's what first place I'm going to go is go to the soft and hard lures, see what it looks like, and then go from sort of and see everything else. Look at this mouse. Look at that mouse. Golly. As seen on TV. Also, as seen on our doorstep with Pumpkin from our cat. That's typically what she. Hey, you go put that on if you put that on a dang rod and cast it out there, reel that thing around, you catch a cat at our house, for sure. All right, hold up.
And it has fuzz on it. Comment
below though, real quick here, if you're watching this video at this point in time, are you a dog person or a cat person? Alicia's turning. I've always felt like I actually married her because she was a dog person, and she's turning into a cat person. So I don't even know. Crazy cat lady.
I can't hide my smile.
Crazy cat lady.
I literally would have 10 cats if I could. They are special.
Bruh. Help me
He
with
won't
comments.
let me. He won't let
Help me with the comments below, please. He looks good. So obviously you guys got to see the mooch minnow in the case, but then as we sort of go down through here, you sort of get a vibe, like, you know, even seeing some of my boy G Crack, my boy at Alan Jones Jr., some of his stuff, his little new deal. I think it's like a little, what is this called? The Q-Bomb. The Q-Bomb is what it is. So we're just like, it's just fun to walk through and just sort of get a vibe on like what's new, where are trends. I mean, there's a lot of different things. Even like going to this like, I cannot get on this dice train. I'm sorry, I cannot get on. I draw a line at rubber dice. I draw a line. There's not, Jacob's not jumping on the rubber dice train right now. Anyway, so there's a lot of people that are jumping on that train and okay. But for me, hey, there's got to be a line drawn. We're gonna see though. Now there's some crazy stuff like this guy right here, like a alligator lure. I mean, I don't know about that, but it's interesting. It's interesting, and then as you go down, just trying to sort of see some things. Even like that was sort of cool. Like the Kuma guys making that nymph. That was always a cool deal they did. I mean, just looking at you just appreciate certain things, and like that's what's fun about this. And then going down here to these spoons. So we're here in the spoon area right here. This is actually one of the dust spoons, which I guess maybe Nichols either worked with them. That's a really good spoon. It's one of the better spoons on the market, like for a jigging spoon. I mean, it's a really good spoon. So like, there's some things I'm like, all right, cool. Like people are trying to make weedless spoons down here with Dixie Jet, and you see some steel shad, some new blade baits, and that's like all fun to, but you have to really pay attention, because if you just go through this and don't start to read and really look at each lure, you miss a little bit of stuff. You're just walking through pretty fastly. My boys from the World Championship, we're hanging in here. Hey, you got to say everybody from it's YouTube. Hey, say everybody what's up. No, it's a video.
Oh, okay.
It's a video. You got to talk to them. You got to tell them something.
Hi,
say hello. So we just competed in a World Championship on Lake Murray. So there's a big, giant World Championship on Lake Murray. And my friends are here from Venezuela, right? Yes, in Venezuela, all the way from Venezuela to compete on Lake Murray. And that was like a really cool thing. So we fished last year, DC and I fished last year in Portugal. And then we're going to Italy this year. So it's like a really awesome deal. But it's great to see you all again. Absolutely. Good. Hey, I remember, you caught the heck out of him. Hey, listen, he's smashing him. He catches right there. That's awesome. Great seeing you guys again. Thank you. Like no joke. So I don't believe they have bass in Venezuela. They use like peacock bass. So they went to Murray, and in 2 days, like I remember, like day 2, they had maybe like the second biggest bag or the biggest bag, or day 3. Impressive. It really is. It's impressive. We're trying to do a lot with that USA Team USA Bass and that whole organization. You'll hear more later this fall on that, but it really is an impactful program. I feel like when you leave, there's no money in it. And for us, we just really donating our time. But it's trying to push to make bass fishing an Olympic sport is really what the whole intention is. And going and leaving and going and fishing in another country, like DC and I fished last year in Portugal, and barely winning gold, like it was cool. Like I remember flying back and just saying, like, this is the most like impactful thing for me in a single year. Winning a tournament's great, hoisting $100,000 checks, awesome, but being able to meet people from different countries that have the same passion as you do, that's what it's all about. Heck yeah. Hey guys, we're here at the Bait Pop booth, and you guys have heard me talk about this several times, but this is one of the new colors I helped design, the chartreuse. I'm like, I want it more and the whole reason behind this color was like a fluorescent chartreuse. I wanted it to be more chartreuse. When I said, make it more chartreuse, and they were like, what do you mean? And so what I did was, we actually have, here's a brand new mooch minnow. I actually put this is Bait Pop on here. Of course, the Bait Pop itself, you guys can see the flake of that chartreuse flake in that bait right there. That is actually like electric shad with chartreuse in him. Of course, the presence of adding it a little bit more to your sonar and your better sonar returns, super important. But in addition to that, I want, like, you have sparkle scales and you have these scales that are chartreuse flakes legitimately that can add a little bit overall look to your bait. and you have a lot of scent that's added to it. So it's not just one thing. It's not just a sonar enhancer. For me, it's completely changing the overall outlook of my baits. In addition to that, adding scent that's not just a scent that's going to come off in 1 or 2 casts. And that's important. Over the years, I played with that, and seeing an impact of scent, especially the days like when you have those calm days and those fish are really looking at your baits, it is majorly impactful. And there's a few times those fish are just like in a dormant stage and they're not feeding. The days where it's blowing and it's windy and it's cloudy and they can't get a look at it, and some of that, they're going to react, they bite. Some of those days, it doesn't matter what you throw or what color you throw. But the days it really does matter, when you add something a little bit more to it, you might catch 3, 4 more fish because of it, or you might see your bait a little bit better. You might be able to this. So there's a lot of attributes that go into that, and that chartreuse bait pop. I'll drop a link below on the website. I'll make sure it's a brand new one for you guys. It's the one with E, chartreuse E. That's the one. I mean, you can see right there. I'm actually really pumped about how this one turned out. I'm already getting, I'm already getting baits from my boy.
Yeah,
Ellis looking out. And what is this called?
It's called a cyberbait.
A cyberbait. It's aluminum.
Yes, fully aluminum.
Fully aluminum cyberbait. And it's like sort of like you pop your lip out, you can glide with them, you can reel them around.
And there's a cool function on it.
Okay.
There's a button right here on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
You press that down, pull it apart. You can, it makes it easier to chop.
What? All right. We're going to find out in the pool what this thing's all about back at the house. That's legit.
Yeah, dude.
All right. That's cool, man. That's freaking sick. That's really cool. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, I'm all about that kind of stuff. The attention to details, everything. That's cool. That's sick. That is, man. Hank. Man, hey, listen, I've been knowing Hank a long time. Hank Parker, the OG.
I weighed this kid in when you were 12 years old.
That was, yeah, I remember that.
Did you win it like 2 years in a row or something?
It was like one year, yeah, I won. But
You
it was
had
like
a bag of fish that looked like he was going to a BASS weigh-in. It was amazing.
I remember you were there too the first time I weighed at the Forestwood Cup.
Yeah,
when I won that first day back, because that was like the first major professional tournament like that after like that year, and then I was leading after day 1, and you're like, dang, I guess the kid could catch. It was crazy. But we've had a lot of fun.
All these little kids were up there talking like little kids. This guy was talking like he's been a seasoned bass pro for 30 years. Man, I'm doing this, and I missed that fish. I shouldn't have done that. I was like, golly, all the rest of them talking about, hey, we got pizza coming up tonight. We're going to have a donut party or whatever it is. And all this stuff about, man, I should have never missed that fish. He blew up on it. I took it outside.
Hey, Dave, Hank never forgets it, man. It's always good to see you, my friend.
Awesome.
A legend of the sport, someone I'm always like, I love to be around. If you can be around Hank Parker, it's always a pleasure, my friend.
This guy is destined. He's a Hall of Famer. Going to go down in history as one of the greatest that ever fished in the game.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot, man. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Here you go.
Hey, look, this is the facts. I've been hanging out with Hank Parker today. I'm hanging out with Bill the Ants. I mean, I feel like I got Godwin. Sorry, I got Godwin right here. I mean, what are we doing? I feel like I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. We're having a good time. Bill, you been catching any bass?
A few.
A few?
Yeah.
What have you been catching?
Largemouth, and I've been playing. Bass Pro sent me some of those glide baits.
Yeah. Oh, you been gliding?
Yeah, I've been gliding, and I mean,
see, what?
The fish I'm catching, the glide bait, it's just remarkable.
So you're a glide bait fisherman now?
No, yeah, I believe in it. If I tell you what, if I had, I told
Ott Defoe?
Ott, yeah, I told Ott a while ago. I said, if I was fishing in a tournament, I'd tie 2 of those on.
2 glides on.
And I would not throw anything but those all day. and I guarantee I might not win it, but I'd be up there in the top 5.
Hey, listen. They say they can't teach an old dog new tricks. You're already a big bait guy. You're a big bait guy. Now you're gliding around.
I can't do much with the 7.
The cast.
I can lob it.
Yeah, just lob it.
I've got a 7-foot medium heavy rod.
Yeah.
That I can cast the targets with it and it'll go. I've got a technique. About the time it hits the water, I just pull back on it a little, and it doesn't go boosh. You know.
Yeah, and just.
Yeah.
All right, here you guys heard it here. Bill Dances he's coming back tournament bass fishing.
I'm a slider.
He's coming back. He's coming back. What is up, everyone? We're here at the Shimano booth with my boy Alex Davis, and look, you guys know I use the Vanford quite a bit. Now there's a new Vanford out. You got to tell me a little bit about this thing right here. You know anything about him?
I know a lot about this dude.
Okay.
So what they've done is they always take features from higher price point reels. So you're looking at like Stella, Twin Power, and they put them in lower price points. This is not lower price points, $249.
Yep.
They didn't increase the price. What it is, they'll have an MGL rotor, so it helps with start and stop inertia. There's a video out there you can see. When you stop it, the bait stops. When you start it, the bait starts.
Huh.
They have Duracross drag, so it's the drag that bass fishermen want.
That's the one.
That's the main thing.
One.
They have a couple different materials, but for bass fishermen, you want Duracross. So in a smallmouth or something lunges, it's buttery, it's silky smooth. They put Infinity Drive, Infinity Cross just helps with their power. And the cool thing, wind knots, sometimes the line goes over the reel right here. They put this little anti-twist fin. It's hard to see. It's a little plastic piece right in there. If you zoom in, you can see it. So now your line goes in smooth. You won't ever wrap around the top or have loops on the bottom. So it just makes you more efficient as an angler. Not that you need it, but now you can just really reel them bass.
So guys, look, next week we're actually, both of us are fishing up at St. Clair, Detroit River, for the Tackle Warehouse Invitational, and I'm gonna have to slide this one in the backpack. You haven't thrown this? You've thrown this a little bit?
I got one, but
you got one? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. So you guys heard it here first. But Shimano makes the best spinning reels, hands down. Obviously, a lot best reels, period. Just we all know that. And this reel's gonna be pretty awesome. What's that? Now, what is the gear? XG, so it's got to be faster.
So 3000 is going to be a 6-speed, and at 2500 you'll get back into 5. So kind of whatever you want there. I'm a 2500 guy. Some people like the bigger, higher speed.
It's not heavy though. That 3000. Now I actually swap. On my 2500s, I swapped to this handle. That's the juice. I can't handle that little I'm like, look, I'm not trying to I'm reeling these suckers in. I need that power handle. What is that handle called? I don't even know what the handle called.
I want to say it's power handle.
Power handle. It's the power handle. Listen, if you're buying a 3000 or you want a 2500, buy an extra power handle, because at the end of the day, that is the move. Now swap it over to the right side, because you know me, I'm backwards. Listen, I actually am. That is the one flaw that I can tell you right now. I cast my right and I reel my right. On a spin rod, it's so bad. It's so bad. You would think that's the one thing I got to do better on. But anyway, this brand new Vanford. Okay, sorry, my fault. Brand new Vanford from Shimano. It's gonna be ready to roll probably later this fall.
September.
Okay, so later this fall it's gonna be ready to roll, but hopefully I can convince the guys here at Shimano that I can have this one. It's almost over with Icast, but we got a few more things we have to do. We're actually heading over to the MLF booth. Special announcement on who's gonna be my teammate for this season. All right, so this year we're fishing MLF Team Series. It's gonna be 2 anglers per a boat, not 2 anglers or 3 anglers in different boats. So it's truly like a team fishing format, and I got the first pick. So you guys are gonna see who it is. I bet you won't guess. It should be fun.
I mean, how is that going to work out?
So the thing is, so Dustin and I fished a lot of tournaments actually together.
Yep.
So that was a real reason why I had the opportunity to think, I'm like, dude, obviously out of all the field, I've spent more time in the boat with Dustin one-on-one in a tournament. So we work well together, we understand, hey look, we respect each other. And I think the biggest thing is knowing that we're both good at a lot of different things. It's like if he's feeling a certain thing, you're gonna respect that. He can take the lead, but I can take the lead. It's sort of just depending on how it goes. We all can sort of step back and drag around and catch it.
Well, I think you guys are obviously going to be the team that has a target on their back. But how about you? Give me your rundown of this.
I'm just wondering how we fished tournaments together. We actually filmed a YouTube video, me and him in a night tournament. We were like little kids giggling. If you never checked that out,
I believe I watched that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you something. It is a kind of a feat fishing behind him.
Right.
You may or may not get a bite.
Right.
So we might have to switch out the front deck up there.
Hey,
yeah, but no, I'm excited about it. I think this is a great format. It's anybody's ball game, but I do like our odds. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be the best co-angler I can be.
That was another question that I was going to ask. I like your guys too, obviously your odds in it, but what are you guys moving on about all that?
Minnesota.
There's one more thing that we need to do.
all right, you guys, you got to see a lot of it. You got to see all the ins and outs of Icast. I've lost my voice. It's all done. It's over with. I get a little time off, about 2.5 days, and then we're on to the Detroit River. So That's the next one on the trip. I'm actually going to fish a Tackle Warehouse Invitational on the Detroit River, well, St. Clair, and what you got there? What you got?
I got money to bet that I beat you at one tournament next year.
Just one in period.
I bet all this cash
one tournament
that I beat you at Lake Murray. I bet I beat you at Lake Murray.
Lake Murray.
All this money.
I'm always in for a good bet. How much money is there?
I bet I beat you in 3 tournaments.
No, you said Lake Murray. That's one tournament.
Lake Murray, I bet you I beat you.
What do you got? How much money you got? So I can count it up.
I got $100, $240.
Hey, I bet. Count it. Mark it. Mark it.
The thing that you don't know is this is fake money.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Don't care. Motion picture purposes. That's it. So I will give you this.
All right, we got to get out of here. It's getting silly out here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one.